Wait, so business is basically five parts: value, marketing, humans, then the narrative?
Yeah, and the wild part is 10,000 hours gets replaced by like 20 hours total.
That's dangerously comforting for anyone procrastinating on skills.
It's also annoying because it means we've been overcomplicating learning on purpose.
Okay, but the five drives thing, acquire, bond, learn, defend, and feel, feels real, right?
Real isn't even the word. It explains half of advertising ever made.
Like Nike isn't just shoes, it's status and belonging, and look who I am.
And Apple is buy this rectangle so you can feel secure and smart and special.
Hold on, Apple's defense drive is security and privacy, though. That part's actually clean.
Exactly. And the narrative part is just how you stitch all of that into one story.
Story is the cheat code because people don't buy features, they buy feelings.
But features matter too. There's the boring truth of candles, detergents, and microphones.
Yeah, detergents were the best example, like people waiting for the tub to fill.
Not because the powder needed it, but because reassurance needed it.
That's so human it hurts. Science is one thing, psychology is the actual market.
And people asking, what do customers want, need to hear this. Ask what they do, not what they say.
Surveys give you cosplay answers. Pre-orders give you the wallet truth.
Credit card swipes are basically the only honest focus group.
So if someone tells you everyone will buy my candles, your first response is, show me the money.
Or show me an LOI, or a waiting list with real intent, something measurable.
I like that the framework makes marketing and sales separate animals.
Yeah, marketing is getting attention, sales is the moment of commitment.
Which is why vanilla wallpaper marketing dies instantly in a noisy room.
You're describing it perfectly. People are overloaded. So you need to highlight one thing fast.
But then the counter-signaling idea, be the antithesis of the incumbent, this is where it gets spicy.
Liquid death is literally water, but it attacks your identity about what water means.
Perfectly Ted too. Like you can't be both, you choose a side. That's membership marketing.
And Brewdog doing punk beer against generic beer. That's guts plus polarization.
So controversial marketing isn't always dumb. It can be efficient filtering.
Exactly. Controversy is like sorting. You attract hyper-responders and lose apathetic people quickly.
That's the annoying part for founders, though. You have to accept not everyone will like it.
Yeah, the founder brain wants universal approval because ego hates rejection.
Okay, but I'm still stuck on the business without hard work vibe from the headline. What's wrong with that?
I think it's misleading. It's not no effort. It's effort on the right thing.
Value creation, marketing, delivery, finance, sales, those are tasks, not vibes.
Right. And the biggest trap is confusing playing business with doing business.
Like logo first, business cards first, then 2 years later they remember customers exist.
Exactly. Iteration should happen before the big launch day spectacle.
So for the microphone situation, our whole just change the mic assumption failing, that's literally step 1 assumptions testing.
It's a prototype mindset. Change constraints, test again, fail fast, don't martyr yourself on ego.
But also you need to judge market size. How urgent, how many people care, who's already paying.
Show me a swiped credit card, and I'll believe the problem is real.
That line should be printed on founder hoodies.
Now, the part that really hit me is, business is generative, not extractive.
Yeah, you solve someone's problem, you earn money, repeat, clean and simple until you scale it.
That's why the finance piece matters. If cash in can't beat cash out, you're not building, you're consuming.
And finance isn't just accounting, it's, is it worth the owner's time and risk?
Plus, it reveals whether your value creation is actually working in the real world.
Okay, but let's go practical. If you start a candle business, how do you not waste months?
Pre-order like crazy early, then iterate on the thing people actually react to while using it.
Not just the scent cold throw, but the whole experience, unboxing, placement, friends are coming over vibe.
Yes, because value isn't one ingredient. It's trade-offs across product and psychology.
So better candle isn't enough. You need better story plus better distribution.
And then sales is where the money flows in. You design the ask and the pipeline.
Which means marketing without a sales path is just performance art.
Pretty much, and the best marketers understand attention psychology first, tactics second.
All right, I'm sold, but only because the framework makes it feel measurable, not mystical.
Cool. And in episode 2, we'll push this into execution mode, how to test faster and avoid the vanity metrics trap.
All right, we'll see you there. Go find the assumption you're hiding behind and poke it today.
And if your business idea can't get a pre-order, treat it like a draft, not a destiny.
Episode 2. Teaser. We're going deeper on value delivery and how to turn interest into durable revenue.
Okay, step 1 is value creation. What people actually want, not what sounds good.
Yeah, and the hilarious part is everyone starts with the product first.
Right, like candles, smells amazing is vibes, not value logic.
Exactly. Value is why do they buy plus the trade-offs inside their brain.
Trade-offs are everything. Perfect candle that's free? That's fantasy, not strategy.
So you pick 1 or 2 dials and crank them to 11.
And the rest becomes good enough. Otherwise, you're building a unicorn.
But how do you know which dial matters if people don't know what they want?
You don't trust survey answers. You watch behavior and look for wallet intent.
This is where pre-orders are the savage truth test.
Step 2 is marketing plus humans. 5 drives and you hook into them.
Acquire, bond, learn, defend, and feel. So it's basically psychological matchmaking.
Pretty much. But the more drives you hook line is the cheat code.
I'm stealing that for my brain. Every offer is a bundle of emotional levers.
And if you can't explain which drive you're hitting, your marketing becomes random shouting.
I've seen that. Brands posting premium vibes like premium vibes pay rent.
So step 3 is the narrative. What you're telling the market so they feel it instantly.
Narrative is dangerous, though, because people can fake it.
Sure, but the framework still forces coherence. Value creation has to support the story.
Okay, but where do most founders mess up? Give me the pathology.
They confuse market interest with market willingness to pay.
The classic, my friends and my mom love it, and then 0 sales.
Mum liking your candle is not validation, it's cardio for your ego.
So you want the credit card swipe as the signal, not a compliment.
Exactly. Show me the swiped card, and I'll concede the problem is real.
That line should be tattooed on every pitch deck.
Now the fun part. You asked about building a $1 business without hard work.
Yeah, that headline is criminally clickbaity, but it's pointing at something real.
Which is, you replace working harder with learning faster.
The iterative, assumption-driven thing, fail quickly, don't build for 2 years first.
If your first attempt fails, you revise assumptions, not your dream.
That's why the microphone story matters. Failed prototype, then pivot or change constraints.
And sometimes the solution is not invent harder, it's use a different input.
Like changing the mic instead of reinventing vibration physics at home.
Early-stage entrepreneurship is experimental, failure-ridden process, period.
So your job is to identify the assumption most likely to kill you first.
Yes, then test it with the least money, least time, most learning.
And the market size question is really, how urgent is it and will they pay?
Urgency plus willingness to pay beats, do you like it? Every time.
But founders keep forgetting the brutal part. People have limited attention.
Marketing fundamentals are attention psychology, tactics are secondary.
Busy, stressed, overloaded, that's the default human state.
So the marketer's job is to highlight what's most important up front.
Not bury it under brand storytelling fog. Clarity is a superpower.
Clarify what benefit for whom and why now.
And if you can't answer those, you're basically selling fog with font choices.
Now, one thing you said earlier, business feels complicated.
Yeah, but it's complex in moving parts, not complicated in principles.
5 parts: value creation, marketing, narrative, sales, and finance.
Finance is the one that scares people, but it's just, do we take in more than we spend?
Plus, the bigger question, is it enough to reward owner and employees?
So finance isn't math homework, it's survival math.
Exactly. If you don't survive, the narrative dies anyway.
Okay, back to marketing. You mentioned counter-signaling antithesis brands,
Yeah, like liquid death, water as a rebellion signal.
or Brewdog. We are not commoditized beer and suddenly people care.
Because humans love group identity and polarization.
You don't need everyone, you need the hyper-responders.
That's how you get distribution without mass market, vanilla expectations.
Vanilla wallpaper. Yeah, that phrase is brutal but true.
If your product is indistinguishable, you'll pay for attention forever.
So marketing wins when it's distinctive, not when it's nice.
Now you asked what step 4 does for that candle example. Sales.
Sales is where money flows in, and you design the ask and pipeline.
And it depends. Direct sales online or intermediaries like distributors and retailers.
So the candle might start with pre-orders, then move to D2C, then retail if margins allow.
Yes, and you keep iterating packaging because sales feedback is brutal and honest.
Packaging is narrative you can hold. Unboxing is basically a mini-movie.
And scent, cold throw versus burning scent, changes who buys.
So value isn't just the candle, it's the usage moment they care about.
Exactly like the laundry detergent story. People wait for the tub, not because it's rational chemistry.
It was psychological reassurance, and they invented liquid because of it.
That's the whole theme. Observe, find friction, build trade-offs into the solution.
And then prove the market with pre-orders. Assumptions meet reality.
All right, last thing before we wrap this segment. Step 5 is finance, so you can keep selling value profitably.
Because if it's not profitable, it's just expensive learning.
True. And in episode 2, we'll get execution mode, faster tests, fewer vanity metrics.
We'll also talk how to avoid looks good and focus on gets paid.
Cool. Now let's go tackle our next assumption and see if it survives contact with reality.
All right, but I'm still shocked we didn't sell a shock mount sooner.
We'll circle back. Assumption backlog is real, unfortunately.
Anyway, go find one assumption you're hiding behind and poke it today.
And if your idea can't get pre-orders, treat it like a draft, not a destiny.
We keep saying assumption backlog, but the scariest one is value creation, right?
Yeah, because if you miss value creation, marketing becomes cosplay, looks fancy, dies fast.
Wait, so for your candle, the value is not smells nice, it's trade-offs, huh?
Exactly. Customers choose among competing needs constantly, even if they don't know it.
Like best scent versus lasts long versus not a ripoff. That's a brutal list.
And most founders ask, which matters, while customers are quietly voting with money.
That's why surveys lie, right? They tell you what people like imagining.
Pre-orders are uglier, but at least they're real. Credit card swipe vibes.
It's wild how often I have this idea and my mom said it's great means nothing.
Your mom's endorsement is emotionally valuable, economically irrelevant, harsh, but fair.
So step 1 is find unmet needs, then dial up 1 or 2 dimensions.
Right. Turn the dial to 9, 10, 11 on what you can truly win at.
But you can't win at everything, even if you're technically capable, right?
Yeah, because perfect is expensive. Early businesses need focus, not maximum capability.
Hold on. The laundry detergent story. So the need was reassurance, not dissolution science.
That's the point. Humans often buy psychology dressed as a product feature.
So you go observe behavior like a creep, then turn that into a design win.
Not a creep, a researcher with boundaries. But yes, behavior beats declared preferences.
This reframes everything. Customers don't know what they want, so you watch what they do.
Or you ask them in the right way, like trade-offs, not hypothetical rankings.
Trade-off questions sound simple, but most people ask the wrong question first.
Marketing people ask, how do you feel? Product people ask, what's the feature? Both miss the buy decision.
Okay, then where do pre-orders fit in this value creation framework?
Pre-orders are the proof that your value hypothesis is actually compelling enough.
So they're basically asking, is this enough of a problem to pay?
Yes, and wanting isn't the same thing as paying, even if it feels like it is.
I like that show me a swiped credit card line because it kills founder delusion instantly.
Delusion is just a dangerous form of optimism without evidence.
Now the question is, how do we estimate market size from such early signals?
You don't estimate perfectly. You test repeatedly and converge on demand.
Like waiting list swipe rates are a proxy for seriousness, not the final verdict.
Exactly. First run is for learning. Second run is for delivering. Third run is for scaling.
But founders keep doing the opposite. 2 years of building for a launch day that never pays back.
Because they're playing business, logos, and business cards, while the real business is value flow.
Wait, playing business is such a good phrase, like it's theater before economics.
And the order matters. Value creation first, then marketing, then sales. Money only comes when value is real.
So value creation is the engine, marketing is steering, and sales is engine ignition.
I'd say sales is ignition, finance is oxygen, and delivery is keeping the engine alive.
Okay, but value creation sounds abstract. Give me a concrete candle example.
Sure, pick either cold throw dominance or burn throw dominance, then build the supply chain for that win.
And ignore the other stuff until customers actually care enough to complain.
Yep, don't gold plate. You're not building a museum. You're building a repeatedly purchased solution.
That's also why emotion matters. Candle packaging, scent anticipation, the whole ritual.
Exactly. Sometimes the product is just water, but the value is affiliation and narrative.
Liquid death is the proof that boring category still has a psychological upgrade path.
And it ties back to marketing drives. Acquire, bond, learn, defend, feel. Offers hook into multiple.
So even value creation has a feel component sometimes, not just technical superiority.
Yeah, technical advantage helps, but emotion can carry you when the category is crowded.
But I'll push back. If your product delivery is trash, emotion won't save you, right?
Totally. Emotion buys attention, delivery earns trust. Without delivery, you burn out fast.
So the real cheat code is aligning psychology with actual deliverable constraints.
And doing it fast, by prototyping, failing early, and killing assumptions before they become religion.
What's your one lever you'd tell a new founder to pull today?
Find one unmet need and test payment signals within days, not months.
Mine would be define the trade-off you're making and deliberately choose the customer's priority.
Perfect, because the market rewards winners who focus, not founders who fantasize.
All right, next we go into marketing and sales then. But value creation already feels like the boss level.
It is the boss level. But after this, execution mode gets way less scary.
Cool. We'll leave them with the swipe card test and go get paid next conversation.
And we'll also talk how to avoid looks good metrics and build things people actually buy.
Deal. See you in episode 2 where we accelerate without fooling ourselves.
All right, outro time. Go observe behavior today, write down assumptions, and test value fast.
Because the fastest way to clarity is a pre-order, not a presentation.
Next episode, execution mode, faster tests, and fewer vanity metrics, gets paid energy only.
Value creation feels like boss level, but it's still just math and psychology, right?
Yeah, but the trick is picking the right trade-offs, so you don't build perfect nonsense.
Perfect offering. Free, infinite duration, tastes amazing, ships instantly, zero cost.
That's not a business, That's a fantasy app for bored billionaires.
So in candle terms, you're saying customers buy smell, look, reassurance, and longevity?
Exactly. And early on, you don't cover all four. You pick one or two and crank it.
And we're allowed to pick one thing even if we personally want everything?
You're not allowed to be emotionally lazy, bro. Customers decide with their wallet, not your taste.
My taste is trash, though, so thanks for the warning.
The deeper point is, what people say is weaker than what people do.
Like the laundry detergent example, everyone swears they want science, but they wait for the tub.
Yes, they're not buying powder chemistry, they're buying reassurance that it will dissolve right.
Humans are walking irrationality machines with credit cards.
We're basically meet UX. The market is the clickstream.
So for value creation, do you start with your own annoyances or with customer interviews?
Both, but start with you. Your annoyances are seeds. Then you verify in the wild.
Seeds is cute, but how do you avoid inventing problems that only you have?
You turn seeds into assumptions. Then you test the assumption with money signals.
Money signals sounds like we should start measuring vibes with a POS terminal.
Vibes are free. Pre-orders aren't. That's why they're the filter.
Walk me through the exact step logic. What's step 1, step 2, step 3?
Step 1 is value creation. Identify unmet needs customers actually care about.
Step 2 is marketing and humans and drives. Acquire, bond, learn, defend, and feel.
And step 3 is sales, money coming in. So you stop playing business and start doing it.
Wait, sales is value delivery in reverse? Like it's where value becomes real?
Yeah, because finance is the scoreboard, but sales is the moment the scoreboard moves.
Scoreboard moves equals CEO stops doom scrolling.
Also, people confuse marketing with sales. Marketing gets attention, sales gets commitment.
Attention with intention, though. Like what are those people already paying attention to?
Right. You dovetail into existing curiosity. You don't scream in a vacuum.
Most founders do the opposite. They invent a product, then try to invent demand.
Demand is a wild animal. You don't train it by believing harder.
Back to value creation. How do we find what people want without building surveys into lies?
Surveys are fine for discovery, but buying behavior is the real truth table.
Truth table equals pre-order or credit card swipe. Got it.
Exactly, like that credit card swiped line. If it's swiped, the need is real.
But what if people swipe for fun? Like, I support you swipes.
Then, your job is to segment intent. Are they buying repeatedly or just performing support?
So you look for repeat patterns, not one-time hero donations.
Yep, one swipe can validate a problem, but repeat demand validates a business.
I like that. Value creation isn't just cool idea, it's sustained willingness to pay.
And sustained willingness usually comes from emotional hooks, not just features.
Emotional hooks like cold throw for candles, smell while not burning.
Yes, you're selling anticipation and atmosphere, not wax and fragrance compounds.
So the product is the vibe, the chemical is just the delivery mechanism.
That's why better chemistry alone doesn't automatically win.
But isn't there a risk of founders hiding behind emotion and never delivering?
Totally. If the promise collapses at delivery, emotion becomes fraud in month 2.
Which ties back to your rule. Without value, venture that markets is basically a scam.
Business is a generative act. Solve someone's problem, convince them, get paid, repeat.
And that's where you separate doing business from playing business, right?
Logo, business cards, and hope are not doing business.
Hope is the only metric startups universally share.
The real metrics are, does marketing attract the right people? Does sales convert? Does finance keep it alive?
So when you say value creation is step 1, you're basically saying, make the customer's job easier?
Or make their life more pleasant, secure, interesting, or fun. There's always a human drive underneath.
Drive to feel is why people buy Liquid Death, right? It's water, but with identity armor.
Yes, It's status bond feel combined. People are affiliating, not hydrating.
But does that scale, or is it just a trendy cult thing?
It scales when the brand consistently earns attention and delivery keeps the promise.
Which brings us to polarization, hyper-responders versus the vanilla wallpaper audience.
Exactly. You don't need everybody. You need the people who care a lot and keep paying.
Imagine trying to please everyone in Candleland. You'd become an unscented brick.
Congratulations, you've invented blandness. Boring products don't sell.
If I'm the candle founder, how do I apply this before I spend money?
Prototype fast, but first, identify the top 1-2 unmet needs and test a willingness to pay signal.
So pre-order on a simple landing page like swipe for cold throw dominance.
Yeah, and then you ship a small run to learn what works and what breaks.
That's the part founders hate, shipping before it's perfect.
They call it minimum viable product. We call it minimum viable truth.
I love that. Minimum viable truth. So the fastest path to clarity is testing demand early.
Yep, don't wait for the launch day. Launch learning cycles beat launch day fantasy.
All right, last piece. What should listeners do today with this?
Observe behavior today. Write down your assumptions and test value fast with real buyers.
And if you can't get a swipe, don't call it market research. Call it no demand yet.
Exactly. Rebrand the gap as data, not destiny.
All right, man, this was fun. Next episode, we go from theory to execution mode.
Yeah, fewer vanity metrics, faster tests, and more getting paid energy only.
Outro. Go observe behavior today and question your own people will want it story.
Then validate with pre-orders, not presentations. See you next time.
Next episode. Faster tests, smarter execution, and fewer ways to fool yourself.
Okay, value creation sounds clean, but it's actually trade-offs, right?
Exactly, like the candle example. Best scent versus lowest price versus longest burn.
So you're basically turning dials and choosing what you'll nail.
Dial it to 11 is my favorite startup sentence ever.
But people here find unmet needs and then build random features.
Bro, they're building what they like, not what people pay to solve.
That's why the buy signal matters. Money is a sentence with consequences.
Credit card swiped is the only therapist I trust.
Right? Because surveys are vibes, pre-orders are reality.
Your mom can hype your candle all day. She can't fund your runway.
What if nobody swipes, though? Does that mean the idea is dead?
Not dead, just not enough problem or wrong offer framing.
People always jump to my customers are wrong, instead of my value thesis is wrong.
Yeah, you go back. Are you solving something people already pay for elsewhere?
Or are you selling a solution to a problem they don't feel daily?
That's the "my friend said it's great" trap, the classic indie film funding strategy.
Also known as, I raised capital from emotionally supportive humans.
I'm obsessed with that laundry detergent story, though. Psychological need beats physics.
Everyone in the lab was like, science says it dissolves. And the customer was like, I need reassurance.
And that reassurance turns into liquid detergent, which is basically selling certainty.
So the unmet need isn't just function, it's the feeling of safety while using the product.
That's the part marketers love and engineers hate, because it's harder to quantify.
But you can quantify behavior, though. Watching how people do stuff reveals the hidden requirement.
Fly-on-the-wall entrepreneurship, but with receipts.
Still, watching is slow. How do you avoid turning into a creepy anthropologist?
You can do it fast by focusing on frictions and repeated annoyances.
Like our podcast mic problem, everyone bangs the table and we just accept distortion.
We could have shipped a shock mount by episode 2, but we got busy with life.
That's the entrepreneurship filter. Do you treat your annoyance as someone will fix it, or I will fix it?
Default humans. Complain forever. Entrepreneurs. Turn complaint into a prototype.
Speaking of prototypes, the framework includes value delivery, marketing, sales, finance, right?
Yeah, and the order matters because money flows differently in each piece.
Value creation, Marketing, value delivery, those are money going out stages.
Sales is where money comes in, so it's like the oxygen tank of the model.
Which is why people should test sales early, not wait for the perfect product.
Pre-orders again. If you can't sell it before building it, you're probably building a fantasy.
But the logo is ready is the funniest red flag ever.
Buying business cards before you validated demand is peak theater kid energy.
Okay, marketing part. How do you prevent marketing from becoming pure manipulation?
Use it to connect attention to real value, not to trick people into bad experiences.
That's why psychology drives the story, because people have drives: acquire, bond, learn, defend, and feel.
Feel is the one nobody admits they're buying, but everyone is.
For example, Apple: acquire via status, bond via community, learn via ecosystems, defend via privacy, feel via experience.
Exactly, and they purposely ignore specs sometimes because specs don't trigger the drives.
Do you think founders overestimate rational buying and underestimate emotional buying?
Constantly. Humans rationalize after they decide emotionally.
So that's why candles are basically sold on aroma plus vibe plus identity.
And why liquid death works, water but rebellion in a can.
It's like the beverage version of counterculture without the patch.
The insight is that in crowded markets, you market by being the antithesis of incumbents.
That's the I can't be both aisle test, right?
Yes, if consumers can't reconcile you with the old brand, you become memorable.
But doesn't that limit your audience?
Good. Brands aren't wallpaper, they're a signal, and signals polarize.
You don't need 100% of people, you need the hyper-responders who actually convert.
The rest can go optimize their sleep schedules without your product.
Marketing fundamentals, then, are basically grabbing attention in a world drowning in info.
Attention is scarce, so you highlight what's most important up front and keep it clear.
So step 3 in the framework is sales. How do we think about that without sounding salesy?
Sales is just the path from interest to commitment, right, direct or via distribution.
And early decisions are: how do you ask? What process do you use? And what constraints does the channel impose?
For candles, you might start online direct, then test wholesale with retailers if demand stabilizes.
But candle quality alone won't win if your packaging and offer don't communicate value instantly.
Smells amazing is not a value proposition. It's a smell report.
So we should sell outcomes, mood, home vibe, giftability, relaxation, whatever drives purchases.
And we keep testing message, audience, channel, price until the credit card proves it.
If the pre-orders come, then your people will want it story can finally stop pretending.
All right, man, that's the cheat sheet vibe. Observe, create value with trade-offs, validate with money, then sell.
And next episode, we go from this framework to execution mode. Faster tests, smarter iterations.
Outro. Go observe behavior today and question your own people will want it story.
Then validate with pre-orders, not presentations. See you next time.
Next episode. Fewer vanity metrics, faster experiments, and fewer ways to fool yourself.
Teaser for episode 2. We'll map your first tests so you learn in days, not months.
Okay, so value creation first. Why do people buy candles? Not because vibes.
Yeah, you're gonna get cooked if your pitch is, it smells nice, trust me.
It's about unmet needs and trade-offs between competing customer desires.
Trade-offs are the part people hate because they want the perfect candle.
The perfect candle would be free, infinite burn time, and somehow also ethical.
Free is always the hardest spec, somehow.
Exactly. So you pick 1 or 2 priorities and crank them to 9th out of 10, 11.
But how do you know which priorities matter? Not just sound good.
You don't ask random people, you watch the buying context and usage.
That laundry detergent story was so brutal because scientists were like, that's dumb.
And then a psychological need creates a whole category. Liquid detergent becomes billions.
It's complex, not complicated. Humans are doing something, not writing a thesis.
Like for candles. Cold throw versus hot burn. People care differently while deciding.
Wait, so someone might love the smell burning, but hate it sitting there?
Or the reverse. Cold throw buyers basically want the table centerpiece to perform.
Don't light it, just judge me like a fragrance critic.
See, that's the superpower. Notice behavior, not the flattering interview answer.
Surveys are basically fan fiction if nobody swipes their credit card.
My mom said she'd buy it is not validation, it's a social interaction.
I swear people confuse polite with profitable.
So step 2 is marketing plus market validation. Is it enough of a problem to pay?
And the best hack is, you get the money before you build everything, right?
Pre-orders, letters of intent, credit card swipes, show me the wallet motion.
A credit card swipe is such a savage truth serum.
Pitch decks lie, wallets are brutally honest, unfair but efficient.
And once value creation is chosen, marketing figures out who gives attention and why.
Right. Hook the offer into human drives. Acquire, bond, learn, defend, and feel.
Feel being your addition is very you, man.
Entertainment is the 5th drive, bro. People don't go to movies to defend anyone.
But can you really use drives like a checklist? Humans are messy.
You're not forcing it. You're mapping likely motivations, then testing quickly.
So for Nike, acquire plus bonding via identity, and sometimes defend via protect the vibe.
Apple hits acquire through status, bond through you belong, defend through privacy, security.
And feel through the emotional experience, like the silhouette dancing for iPod.
Apple basically knew nobody cared about gigabytes. They cared about becoming a character.
500 GB is the most unromantic love language.
This is why packaging, narrative, and unboxing are not extra. They're delivery of value emotionally.
So liquid death, selling water in a can, is value creation via signaling, not physics.
Exactly. Product is boring, but affiliation is spicy, and customers pay for identity.
But isn't that just marketing genius, not business fundamentals?
Fundamentals are still value. Just the value is emotional and social, not functional.
So your candle business can't just work, it has to mean something to someone.
And in crowded markets, the cleanest marketing is saying, I'm the antithesis of incumbents.
That's the perfect TED idea. You can't be both regular energy drink and that brand.
Polarization makes the decision easy. Hyper-responders get pulled in, others bounce away.
Polarization is like speed dating. Only the compatible people stay.
Meanwhile, vanilla wallpaper brands try to appeal to everyone and end up remembered by nobody.
But where do you draw the line between distinct and alienating for no reason?
You test demand with money, then iterate the story around what people actually buy.
Which brings us to the next step, sales. Because marketing without sales is vibes too.
Sales is where money comes in, and it forces you to clarify your whole process.
Like for candles, is it direct online, or retail distributors, or both?
And the sales channel dictates product decisions, packaging size, margins, delivery timelines.
So early stage, you shouldn't obsess over perfect candle formulation if distribution fails?
Exactly. Solve the failure mode first, not your fantasy version of success.
What's the fundamental sales question then, if we keep it cheat sheet simple?
How you ask for the sale, how the buyer decides, and how you reduce friction to yes.
Like making the pre-order path ridiculously easy instead of begging people in DMs.
Also, the candle itself is part of the sales experience. Scent, packaging, timing, promise.
If the candle arrives looking like regret, you lose even the field drive customers.
True, value delivery is baked into every step, and sales just reveals what's missing fast.
This whole framework keeps snapping people back to reality. Observe, build value, validate, sell.
And don't hide behind credentials. Learn business by understanding moving parts and humans.
Also, stop assuming your friend's taste buds are a market research department.
Facts. People are busy and attention is scarce. Marketing wins by cutting through fast.
Then sales wins by making the next step unavoidable and low risk.
Cool. So next episode, we go execution mode. Faster tests and fewer ways to fool yourself.
Yeah, less vanity metrics, more real learning. Credit cards, not compliments.
Outro. Go observe behavior today and question your own people will want it story.
Then validate with pre-orders, not presentations. See you next time.
Teaser for episode 2. We'll map your first tests so you learn in days, not months.